Roundabouts are the most loved and hated junction in Cities Skylines. But no matter what you think about it, sometimes you will want to build one, or to fix an issue with traffic, or to get things going faster, or maybe just to make a roundabout for a tram to come back. And you need to know how to do it. And there are simple ways to achieve that. And the first one that I want to talk about is how you build that manually. So there are basically two ways that you can do it. One is when you have a junction like this one already set up and it starts getting busy, as you can see. What you can do there, you can build your roundabout. So the first, it's not a rule, but the first thing I would like you to think of is how many lanes you have getting into the roundabouts. In this case, we have two going in, two going out, and so you have to choose a road with the same number of lanes or one extra. I will go with one extra. The minimum is the same number, otherwise the traffic will get stuck. So what you do here, you measure the distance from a specific point. I use this one because we already have a node there. So to measure that, click on the center and bring your cursor to that point. And you see that we have 12 units, the number in the middle in there. And that's where we are going to start. So 12 units there. Let's make this a curve road, and we go with 12 units in here, 12 in there. I don't know if you can see, but you have on both angles. In this one, you have 12, like here, and just here at the bottom, you have 12 as well. This makes a nice curve, and I'll do the same on this side. So 12 and 12. The angle is 90 degrees, as you can see, and that's what we want to keep. And the same thing in here, and the same thing in there. And after you do that, what you can do is just delete all these roads and they will start going around. Obviously, the size of the roundabout, you can choose that. It depends on what you want to achieve or what you want to do. But this is a big size for highway or for roads like this. This is a vanilla way of doing this. There are other ways, yes, and we will take a look at one right now. So one of the things that you have to consider is, I'll pause the game. Let's suppose you have a road like this. You can all the way, and let me actually bring this a little bit further. I'll do a smaller one here. So you have a road and you want to do a roundabout before you do anything else. The way you do it is actually the same one as we just did, but instead of connecting on both roads, you figure out your own size. Let's say I want to do 7 units, which is basically the distance to the midpoint here. You can do like 5, you can do 12 again, you choose. But for this case, we just do 7 units. And that's the same process. 7 and 7, and then you go all the way here, 7 and 7, and there, 7 and 7 and 7 and 7, and there we go. You have a nice roundabout connecting everything in there. Is that the road I was using? Yeah. So you just reconnect everything and you have a new roundabout set up, and this will work as intended. But if you are using some mods, there are a few other ways that you can do that. Now, if you're using mods, there is a much easier way to build your roundabout. There is a mod for that. And that mod name is Roundabout Builder. So when you install it and enable it, don't forget to enable it, you have this little icon in here. And what you have to do, you will select the road you want to use to build your junction in there, your roundabout actually. And then you open it and just open and select it. And what you do, you see that you have some options. If you have traffic manager, it will apply, you can apply all the options there straight away. If you don't have, this will be disabled, so that's all right. If your terrain is kind of on a slope, then it can actually make it fall the same height so it doesn't look weird. The radius for that you can set up manually. When you open the mod and hover on your junction, it will connect straight away. You can see that it doesn't connect anywhere, just in the middle. And if you press plus or minus to adjust the radius, that's the size of your roundabout. So as you can see, you can go like size you want. You can see the radius changing in here. And let's build something like this. When you click, it's disconnected there. It doesn't usually happen like this, but if it does happen, you just reconnect it and this will happen. And I can tell you why this happens. So that was good that happened. So we can go through this. When you build a roundabout, there is nothing holding the angles or the nodes place. And when you connect a road to it, it will try to match that connected road. So as we connect this one first, it'll try to make this as straight as possible for that connection. But that's not actually what we want there. We want a roundabout, right? That's what we are here for. And let's do one small change there, but let's just replay what we did. Make sure we get this one done, and I'll click on that again. And now everything is connected. Great. But I'll remove this just for the sake of explaining. So when this happens, you have just this, and you need to connect everything to there. What you usually have to do, we call it brace your roundabout. And by that, I mean just connect straight lines, like make a cross on your roundabout. So it's braced. It has like some holding points, and you can connect it here, in between, anywhere, and it won't change the shape. And now if we just do what we did before, there we go, it goes straight without any issues. And then you just remove these roads at the middle. And when you play the game again, they will figure out their way. And that's how you build the roundabout with a mod. Now, as you can see, that's a lot going on here. And if you haven't seen my previous video about how to set up your roundabout, or actually was about how to use Traffic Manager, where I explain how to set up your roundabout. So when you open the Traffic Manager, you have all these options in here. And you can use the bird signs to actually correctly set up your roundabout so everyone doesn't get stuck where they are right now. That's a perfect example on a roundabout that's not properly set up. So why this happens? The reason is because just this one was set up properly. So this one has giveaway, but no one knows who goes first here. And this one is waiting for them to go and nothing works. So what we do in this case, you select bird signs, hold Ctrl plus Shift, and you see that your roundabout will be selected, and you just click. And then as you can see, bird signs set up, pedestrians can't cross, and whoever is in the roundabout can go straight. And as you can see, this is already moving much faster now, and it's all working. So give it some time and this will all come together. And as easy as that, you can set up your roundabout. And as you can see, using the mods is much easier and much faster to get this done. And yeah, that's all for today. I hope you really enjoyed this and it gave you some nice understanding on how to set up your roundabout. But let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to leave a like as well and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.